Hello. Hey, what's up, SelfPublishing.com? Yeah. I'm doing well. Yeah, I can do another video for you. Non-fiction. Oh. Yeah, business. Yeah, I've done a business book before. Built credibility. I just kind of think sometimes I like being the fiction guy, you know? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I made money with it. Of course I can teach other people. Yeah. I mean, do I need to dress up if it's a business book? Oh, I do. Like a suit? Yeah, I got one. Okay, sounds good. All right, you guys asked for it. Business book it is. I gotta go get ready though. All right, we gonna learn today. All right, what is up, everybody? Dylan here. Welcome back to SelfPublishing.com's YouTube channel, and today we are going to talk all things professional business books, what they can give you, why you should do one if thinking about it, how to structure them, how to produce them, how to publish them properly, self-publish versus traditional publish for a business book. Top to bottom, we're going to help you out today if you've been thinking about writing a business book. But before we get started, you know what I'm going to ask? For you to give me a compliment in the comments. And of course, click like, click subscribe so we can continue to give you content when we put out new videos. That being said, let's jump into today's video. All right, let's break today's video down in the form of chapters. All right, since you're thinking about writing a business book. Now, as much as I love doing funny content, talking about fiction books, memoirs, self-help books, I like to dress funny. My background is actually in business consulting. So before this, I actually was a transformational sales consultant for socially minded businesses across the world. So I live in Kenya and I worked all throughout East, West, South Africa, Southeast Asia, Europe, and the United States. And I would help companies put frameworks in place to build their businesses, whether it's marketing, sales, or fulfillment. So knowing a bit about business, the first chapter in a business book would probably be the sex appeal. It's the marketing aspect. It's getting people interested. It's wetting their whistle into you and what you do. So the sex appeal about writing a business book, it's a big credibility piece. You have, as someone would say, a new business card, books being the new business card. I've talked with business owners in the past that have written a book, and they say people will come work with them and tell them, hey, I never read your book, but I have it. It is a credibility piece, and it establishes you as an authority figure in the space. And that can magnetize opportunity for you. When people see you as an authority figure, when you have the credibility of writing a book, opportunities open up for you. Whether it's people read your book and want to reach out to you, they now have a way to reach out to you by never hearing of you in the past and knowing your credibility, or whether it's different avenues to begin to market yourself that the book becomes the key to. A really good example of this would be speaking opportunities at stages, right? You've set yourself up as an authority figure. You use your book to get into a stage to speak at, and then you use that as an opportunity to sell your business and your offer on the back end. Chandler Bolt has done this with his book Published. He established credibility, he established himself as an authority figure, and he uses that book to be able to speak across the world on different stages to tell people about selfpublishing.com and what he and his company do. Now, once we get that sex appeal of the first chapter, the second chapter will be more about the strategy and why it's important to you from a logical standpoint to write a book about your business. Number one, it helps you consolidate your message and what you're looking to get out there, who you're looking to help and what you're looking to help them with, and your knowledge on the topic. You can take all of the information you have to build your business and consolidate it into 100 to 200 pages. What's another big reason to do this? It gives you global access to potential leads that would never find you otherwise through the use of Amazon.com. Publishing, self-publishing your book on KDP or Ingram Sparks opens you up to a variety of audiences, and it helps you really figure out who it is that you would like to reach. You have more control over that. And then finally, it gives you a new marketing funnel to bring leads in. It allows you to nurture that lead without having to do much. You've already written the book that's working for you, and you're nurturing a lead, a person that picks up your book as they continue to read your your book from cover to cover. At the end of a book and throughout the book, you're going to have calls to action to reach out to you or your team and see if it's going to make sense to work with the person reading it. If it's your avatar and if you're helping them solve a challenge, you're the person they're going to call. Now, the third chapter for the selfpublishing.com's sake is, should you self-publish or traditional publish? Now, I am clearly biased on this. I'm going to give you a little bit of both sides. If you traditionally publish this book, it of course gives you that prestige, makes you feel pretty good, but it also limits your creative flexibility for your book in two ways. Sometimes, number one, what goes in the book, the publisher does get a say for who you're trying to reach. And number two, the ability to adapt and be flexible and more creative as you continue to write the book. Let me give you an example. If you start writing a business book thinking that your avatar or target audience is brick and mortar companies, and throughout writing the book, as the economy grows, you see this remote space open up, this tech space open up, this high ticket sales space open up, and you say, wow, I have a lot more opportunity to reach these younger demographic in the high ticket space or tech space. I actually want to do a pivot. Working with a traditional publisher makes it a little bit more difficult. Self-publishing your book allows you that flexibility to adapt to what society, what the economy is doing, that your book can fulfill the needs for. And specifically when you start publishing the book on Amazon, you have the creative control to say, what subcategory are you looking to rank in? What keywords are you looking to rank? So you can really target your specific avatar to reach them. All right, we understand why it's important. We understand the power of publishing a business book. We understand if you want to do traditional publishing or self-publishing. Now we should probably figure out an idea for your business book. You might already be thinking you know the idea for your business book. You might be in early stages. This fourth chapter is for both of you because honing your specific idea is key. And a mistake a lot of business owners make when coming up with their business or coming up with their book is they think of the value, that they call this a value proposition. Hey, look at me. Look what I can do. Look what I can offer you. Look what I've done. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I can show you how to scale your business 10x and all these things. And nowadays, people start doing this. They have this resistance towards, we get it. You're really cool. You're selling something. How much is it? So instead, what I would really offer to you to think of is, instead of the value that you offer your potential clients, start thinking of the problems or challenges they have currently with where they are at. So to do this, I would highly recommend getting a good idea of not just your target audience, but also your avatar. If your target audience is the entirety of a target, your avatar is the bullseye. Who is the ideal client that you feel very confident speaking to? And you know that they're very receptive to what you have to say. And if you were to close your mind and picture them, you'd say, man, if I could just carbon copy you 500 times, my life would be perfect. Think of that person and then start to do market research. Start to reach out to people that are either identical to them or somewhat similar to them, right? They're either the avatar or they're starting to bleed into that target audience. Do market research and start to understand the challenges that they're facing with their business, with their life, with their health, with their wealth, with their relationships. Really start to understand what challenges they personally have and how it's impact, right? Because when we understand their challenges, we're getting to the emotion of concern. And when we have concern, we start to get to a point of wanting a solution. Now, we don't always do that. So if we then understand how those challenges, concerns are impact, then we get to an emotion of urgency. When people realize that their challenges, if not solved, are going to cost them money, they want to make a decision on it quicker. And from this, you can shift from the value proposition to the problem proposition. What challenge, what problem are you looking to help your audience with? Once you understand the challenge that you're looking to solve, then you can start to think about the unique solution you can give to your book. There is a very good chance that the solution or solutions you give in your book is not your full repertoire, but it's the first solution your avatar or target audience needs to hear. That is your book idea. All right, chapter 5, writing and structuring your book. Once you have your unique idea in mind, the challenge that it solves for your idea ideal audience or avatar, the next thing we need to do is start to structure and write your book. How I would do that is really take that center concept and create what we would call a mind map at SelfPublishing.com. If you'd like more information on this, if you'd like to have someone walk you through the experience, I'd highly recommend Chandler Bolt's webinar. We'll make sure we put a link in the description below or in the comments. Check it out, totally free. But it allows you to have your idea at the center of a page, and then you can start to create a word web of other topics that revolve around that subject. And within those topics, think of stories that you can tell, clients that you've helped in the past, testimonials, research that you've done on the topic. And we have subjects under those subjects. These start to become the chapters and the paragraphs of your book. The more you do this, the bigger you make it, the more you can start to see what is needed for this book, what isn't needed for this book, and you can start to put order to it. So after the mind map, you're going to want to take these subjects and put them in order. I typically recommend the order being start with challenges first, and then start working your way to the desired solution and the skills, tricks that you can teach to your reader. Once you do that, you have a soft outline for your book and you can begin to write. And what I tell everyone when they begin writing is all about momentum. Can we send a clip back to my momentum video? The book writing process is all about momentum. Cool. What I mean by momentum is set clear targets daily that you have for the amount of words that you want to write and stick to it, right? Do that consistently, day in and day out. You will not always have the best words on paper, but that momentum and consistency, what's going to drive you forward through what some say is the hardest part of the process, writing the book. So keep a good routine, stay consistent, and make sure you keep that. All right, chapter 6 is all about book production, editing, formatting, and printing your book. For sure, seek professional help here. Do not try to write this book all on your own and then just throw it on Amazon. You will look less credible if you do that. Trust me, by now, people know what a stock book cover on Amazon looks like, and they will not pick it up. So seek professional help when it comes to editors and when it comes to cover designers and formatters. As you're finishing up the writing of your book, I would start to look for these editors and book cover designers about a month before you intend to work with them. Why? They're also business owners. And I'm sure you know some people can get backed up with their work, and you're going to push out their fulfillment timeline or deadlines for you when it comes to publishing your book. Make sure that when you find an editor, you find an editor for not only copy, which is the line by line editing, but also content, which is the flow editing. Someone to read the book and say, yes, you're talking to me and this doesn't feel scattered. Seek professional help when it comes to editing. For cover designers, make sure you do your due diligence ahead of time and start looking into the subcategories you'd like to rank on Amazon, the keywords you'd like to use on Amazon. Make sure you tell them your ideal avatar of who you'd like to reach, because they can take all this information and put it into your cover. Same thing with formatting. You can use softwares like Vellum and format the book yourself with really sick headers and footers and page counts. I would personally recommend just finding a formatter. You can find a formatter on Upwork, Fiverr, or if you're working with SelfPublishing.com, they have a full Rolodex of formatters that are typically only a couple $100 to professionally format your book. And very importantly, make sure that your distributor is a print-on-demand service. If you're a business person, you do not want to be bogged down with the fulfillment of your books by having a shipment in your garage and sending them out to people. I do this with my comic because I have a different audience. You, that is someone that values efficiency, probably wants more of a print-on-demand service where your books can go right to the doorstep of your ideal client. KDP, Ingram Sparks through Amazon does just this. It's another reason that I recommend self-publishing, because you have the power to put it on there yourself and market your book properly. Which brings us to chapter 7, which is distribution strategies for your book. First one being, make sure you have your book in a place that can get almost anybody, aka Amazon. Amazon, KDP, Ingram Sparks allows you and your book to reach people all over the world. The second thing I'd recommend for a strategy is developing a launch team. Now, I have done other videos for SelfPublishing.com where I talk about the structure of creating a really good launch team. We'll make sure we put that in the description as well. Check that out so you understand how to create that initial splash or that initial buzz with your book where people are picking it up, purchasing it, and leaving a review and telling people about it. This really boosts the Amazon algorithm for Amazon to want to show your book off to people and give you that #1 new release banner or that best-selling banner. Once you have this, I'd really use that as credibility to get your foot in the door to other areas. Reach out to libraries. See if you can do book signings. Reach out to podcasts. I had 5 podcasts for my book, The Happiness Gap, within the first 3 months because they saw my book as a bestseller in its subcategory. Some I reached out to, some reached out to me, but I had the credibility to back up why I should be speaking on their platform. And go a little bit further. Engage with online communities, Facebook communities. Go in there, give value, ask questions, and then start to let people know that you have a book out there to help solve the challenges that you're hearing on that platform. Get yourself out there to your desired target audience and use your book as a credibility piece to say, hey, I'd love to help you. I wrote a book on this. Feel free to pick it up. A $7 to $15 exchange for your knowledge is worth it for people that are having the challenges that you solve. All right, chapter 8 is going to be all about promoting your book. Now, I am a big believer that promoting your book starts from the very beginning, making sure that you're bringing people behind the scenes, drawing that curtain back and letting people get a sneak peek of what you're doing as you strategize the book, as you outline the book, as you write the book, as you find editors, cover designers, formatters, allowing them to vote on a cover or see the cover before you publish it, doing small teasers, social media, utilizing social media properly, having countdowns for when your book is going to launch so people are along for the journey and they can start to create the buzz for you. This helps you promote the book before you ever even get to launching it. And if you're feeling real frisky, reach out to potential influencers or people that can help promote your book for you. See if you can manage deals with them where they can have a percentage of any potential book sales. People like to help other people get the word out there, especially if you all have a similar avatar or target audience. And finally, chapter 9, what you care about. How do you monetize this bad boy, right? There's several different avenues you can choose to monetize your business book. Number 1 is selling the book itself. So make sure you are looking into strategic pricing strategies as your book comes out. SelfPublishing.com has a lot. Feel free to reach out to someone on their team so you can figure out the best pricing strategy for you based on your initial launch, early bird specials, and then when you should increase the price. The other thing I'd make sure that you have in your business book is a potential funnel. Like I said earlier, what is your offer on the back end? What is the problem that you solve for people? And how do you want to do that with your business? Whether you're starting up a simple coaching business or whether you've had an established business for years now, you need to have a call to action in your book so people can reach out to you and work with you. A book is a $10 to $20 sale, but to build the credibility and to give your knowledge so people then reach out to you to pay for your service, which could be anywhere between $2,000 to $10,000, $20,000 or more, that's where the real juice is. So make sure you have a really good call to action and you can give them something for free in exchange for their email. We call this a lead magnet. For me in my book, I had a digital workbook that went along with my book, and I gave that lead magnet out for free in exchange for a reader's email. Now, where do you put this lead magnet?
At the end of your book.
No, at the very beginning of your book. Why? Not everyone reads to the very last page, but pretty much everyone reads the first 5 pages before they jump into a book. So give that lead magnet early in the book reading experience and talk about it throughout your book. And then finally, once you start to create a buzz after you've launched your book, have built credibility, have landed podcasts or put yourself out there in other platforms, start reaching out for speaking opportunities. Start to research stages around the country and see who it is that they're looking to serve and the challenges their target audience has, and see if your book can line up with it. Reach out to those stages through their speaker bookers and say, hey, it looks like these are the people you're looking to help. Here's the challenges I see some of these people having. This is why I wrote my book. I'd love to speak on your stage. You don't even have to pay me. Well, that's weird, Dylan. Why are you saying you don't have to pay me? Because you having the opportunity to speak on that stage is one, a credibility piece. And then talk about the book you have wrote on a topic is another credibility piece. And have a call to action for anyone there saying, if you'd like to talk to me about the challenges you're having around X, I'll be at the back of the room throughout the rest of this event. I'd love to chat with you. That is what is going to increase your close rate, increase the clients you can bring in the front door to your business. That is how you use a book to create more revenue streams for you and your business. All right. There's your business book, chapter by chapter information dump from your man Dylan in his peacock suit. Hopefully you really liked it. We talked about the power of writing a business book, why it's so important, the strategies behind it, how you go through the process, the strategies to launch it properly, and what ways you can use a book to bring in revenue for you and your business. If you like this video, like it. Actually, don't just in your mind say, I like it. Like it. Physically click that thumb. There's a dopamine hit that you get and I get. Click subscribe. Ask questions in the comments. What is the biggest thing that you took away from this video? What questions are still unanswered? Even though this is for SelfPublishing.com, I still peruse the comments to try to answer everybody's questions from time to time. So leave your comments below, shoot a like, subscribe to it, tell your friends about this, share this on your social platforms so the whole world can make fun of your boy. Until next time.